All right, let's talk about being present. We've all heard that phrase, right? Be more aware. But honestly, it can feel like this super vague kind of mystical goal. So today we're going to cut through all that noise. We're breaking down awareness into 3 really simple practical layers that you can actually use, like right now. So let's just start with the main question here, straight from our source material. What does being present actually feel like? I mean, in real life, not the Instagram version, but in the middle of a crazy busy day, when your mind is just going a mile a minute. How do you even know if you're getting it right? And this quote, this just nails it. It's like turning the volume up on reality, Forget trying to meditate on a mountaintop for a second. Being present is really just about turning up the volume on your own life. The good stuff, the bad stuff, even the annoying, scratchy stuff. So, what are the channels we're actually tuning into? Let's get into the first one. Okay, layer 1. We're going to start with the most concrete, tangible thing there is, your body. This is all about tuning into that constant kind of low-frequency hum of physical sensation that, let's be honest, we are masters at ignoring every single day. And it really does start with the small stuff. That annoying tag on your shirt that's been bugging you all morning, or that very specific, slightly burnt smell of the office coffee. What about that dull ache in your back from slumping over your desk? And that feeling in your stomach, is that real hunger or are you just bored? Or that sudden tightness in your chest after you read a stressful email? See, these things aren't distractions. They're vital signals from your body. And this is where the goal gets reframed in a really powerful way. I mean, we often treat our bodies like a car we just drive until it breaks down, right? We never check the oil. Well, physical awareness is just glancing at your body's dashboard. It's not about feeling perfect all the time. It's about noticing the little warning lights. Hey, I'm thirsty, or wow, I'm tired, or my shoulders are tense before the engine starts smoking. And that brings us to this very direct but really powerful point. The source material puts it bluntly. We are just walking meat suits, and honoring that is being aware. I know, it sounds a little crude, but at the end of the day, we are physical beings, and just accepting that, honoring that reality, that's the absolute starting point for everything else. All right, so moving on to layer 2, we've checked in with our physical selves, but what about that relentless noise between our ears? You know what I'm talking about? That constant looping soundtrack of worries, to-do lists, and self-doubt. So here's the crucial shift. Most of us, we try to fight our thoughts, right? It's like we run on to the set of our own mental reality TV show and try to wrestle the microphone away from the drama queen. But mental awareness, that's realizing you're not the star of the show. Nope. You're the viewer, just chilling on the couch, watching all the chaos unfold with a little bit of detached curiosity. And this is the absolute key right here. Your thoughts, they're just data, little bits of information floating by. They are not direct orders you have to follow. So when that old familiar thought, the one, I'm not good enough, when that pops up, you can just notice it. Like, there it is again. You don't have to become it. You don't have to believe it. It's just information, not your identity. And why does this matter? Because of this simple truth. You don't see the world as it is, you see the world as you are. Our thoughts and our beliefs, they're the lens we see everything through. So mental awareness is like taking a second to just polish that lens, so you can finally see the frame itself, all the patterns and assumptions that are shaping your entire reality. Which brings us to our final and maybe the deepest layer of them all. Once you can hear your body and you can observe your mind, you can start to tune into what's actually driving you forward. And this is your motivational awareness. The best way to think about this is like a core compass, seriously. Beneath all the surface level drives, money, fear, approval, we all have this internal guide. It's that part of you that just knows, on an instinctive level, if what you're doing lines up with who you really truly are. So how do you actually read this compass? Well, it really comes down to 2 very different feelings. When your actions are aligned with your values, you feel this clean, resonant click. It just feels right, you know that feeling. But when they're not, when you say yes to something you absolutely hate, or you waste time on things that just don't matter to you, you feel static. It's this jarring, dissonant feeling. That static, that's your compass screaming at you that you are way off course. So what do you do when you feel that static? The last thing you want to do is beat yourself up. You just course correct. First, just acknowledge you stumbled. No big deal. Then, see it as useful data about what not to do next time. Third, give yourself the same patience you'd give a good friend. And finally, go find a small win to fuel up and get yourself back on track. Okay, So we've got these three distinct layers: the physical, the mental, and the motivational. And how do we weave them all together so it can become, a whole person who's actually showing up for their own life? It really is this simple. This whole complex sounding idea of awareness, it all boils down to just three fundamental actions. Okay, here it is in action. First, feel your body. Just check that dashboard. Second, observe your mind. Watch the reality show. Don't jump on stage. And third, align your actions. Listen for that click and steer away from the static. That's it. That is the whole practice. So I'm going to leave you with this one final thought from the source material. The soul is just the thing humming through the messy mechanics of the body and the brain. See, being whole isn't about being perfect. It's about paying attention to the messy, beautiful, complicated mechanics of just being human. Awareness is simply tuning into that hum, that life force that connects it all. So my question for you is, what part of your own reality could you turn the volume up on today?